Yeah, I was going to say, we talk about red and blue as if they were monolithic, but, Massachusetts is supposedly the bluest state, right? But, the vote is about 40% for Trump and 60% for Biden. So that means there's a lot of people in Massachusetts who voted for Trump, even if we call it a blue state. Doesn't mean that everyone is super liberal just because we call it a blue state. But the other thing is that immigration policies haven't varied that much between red and blue, between Democrat and Republican. Like now we have, we had 8 years of President Obama. He deported more people to Latin America than any president in US history. So immigrant rights organizations called President Obama the deporter in chief. President Biden has been, what, 2.5 years now? No, just over 2 years, right?
Yeah.
Where are we? We're halfway through. But has President Biden done anything to liberalize immigration policy? If he has, I must have missed it because I haven't seen it. What he's basically done is continued all of the policies implemented by President Trump. So they have different ways of talking. Both Obama and Biden said, oh, yes, we love immigrants. We're not racist. We hate racism. We love immigrants. Whereas Trump said, no, actually, we hate immigrants. But in terms of what they did, they pretty much did the same thing. And, Trump's statements were also a little more nuanced than he often gets credit for, because, I just caricatured him and said, he said, we hate immigrants. He actually never said that we hated immigrants. He said, we don't like criminals. And that's exactly what Obama said. He said, we just want to deport and arrest criminals. So the idea of the criminalization of immigrants and trying to divide immigrants into good immigrants and bad immigrants, both Democrats and Republicans do that too. So, I think there's kind of, there's maybe two different ways to think about it. One is a kind of a gut reaction of the white supremacist history of the country, and just feeling like, well, white people are supposed to be in charge and white people are supposed to be the majority. And the other is the sort of drumbeat of propaganda that comes from certain politicians, and even more than politicians, I think from certain media figures, that immigrants are a threat to you. They're a threat to your job. They're a threat to your taxes. They're a threat to your schools. They're a threat to your social services. And, the ways that immigrants contribute to the US economy, I think are like factual things that we can talk about. The emotional side of fear, I guess, also is really worth deconstructing and trying to figure out where it's coming from, because I don't think that most people on either side of the red-blue divide really believe that the United States should be a white country. They may feel a lot of things that lead them in that direction, but I think that most people on both sides of the divide believe in equality. And so I don't know.
So you would kind of say that you almost want to maybe build bridges and use maybe data, as you said, like with the Obama stat, like I think that might be something maybe to reel people in, to be like, oh, wow, like he has deported, and maybe use data, as you said, with deconstructing myths with taxes and getting all these benefits, and are they taking their jobs? Are they all criminal?
And those, I wrote a book called They Take Our Jobs and 20 Other Myths about Immigration that I always say, like, the real problem is that not enough people read the book. If they had, we'd have reformed our immigration policy already. But that tries to deconstruct some of those myths. even though, like, for me, immigrant rights are human rights, and you know, how much taxes are paid by immigrants, to me, isn't really the key issue. But if we look at the statistics, in fact, most immigrants do, any immigrants who work pay taxes. And in a lot of cases, immigrants are not eligible for the benefits they should be getting for the taxes that they're paying. So they actually contribute a lot more than they get back, as opposed to citizens.
Yeah.
Who are eligible for things like unemployment insurance and Social Security, and you know, are eligible to get back from their taxes. Of course, immigrants get back some things because there's some services that are open to everyone. You know, public transportation, public libraries, schools are open to everyone. But a lot of social service benefits immigrants actually don't have access to. And they do pay taxes if they work.